Hello, this is Capila Castoldi. I'm a physics professor at Oakland University in Michigan, but I'm also a student of Sri Chinmoy, and I would like to provide you with a brief introduction to an art gallery of his paintings that I would like to offer to you. So with 1 second of patience, I'm going to share my screen and show you the presentation. So here we are. The title of the exhibit is Imagine Peace Here and Now. And the way I created it, because of this unique experience of this virtual parliament of religions, is emerging of an experience of the artwork, the poetry, and the music by Sri Chinmoy. To begin with, this is a virtual exhibit. I found this beautiful program that allows us to create the interior of an exhibit hall, and I posted paintings and the banners with aphorisms on the walls. So as you enter, our art exhibit, you have the link to the Imagine Peace Here and Now. And when you click on that, after a few seconds, you will see the picture that is shown on the right here. And I suggest that you use the Start Guided Tour for the first time. It's very few minutes in which you are taken through the entire tour of these 2 rooms over which the paintings are spread out. And but interspersed with the paintings are banners with aphorisms on the theme Imagine. And there is a background flute music that is played by Sri Chinmoy. It's his own composition of music for meditation. Once you are through this short guided tour, then maybe you can utilize the cursors to move around the room and go at your own pace. Just like when you would be visiting an art gallery, go and stop and come close, take a closer look at one of the paintings or go back, farther, etc. A few words about Sri Chinmoy. He was born in Bengal in 1931, and he entered an ashram in the southern part of India at a very early age. It happens that his various brothers and sisters were also at the ashram, and there he lived for several years until he received some inner command during his meditation to come to the West. And in particular, he came to the United States in 1964 and established himself in New York. In the early years, working for the Indian consulate, and then eventually, moving in the direction of becoming a spiritual teacher. He lived in New York until his passing in 2007. And so he was very prolific in all possible ways. And so he offered inspiration for happiness and oneness to the whole, world family through meditation, through his arts, the athletics, humanitarian projects, and more. His was a culture of peace. He was a pioneer in fostering this ideal of a culture for peace. And from an early stage, he engaged in university lectures, poetry series, and then in mid-70s, he began paintings, and eventually later on drawing peace birds. Birds are souls that are brought back down to earth to bring peace to the planet. But also he composed lots of music and played on a variety of instruments. So all these altogether have conveyed to humanity, the concept of oneness and, a oneness among the many cultures, faiths, and nationalities. And there is so much to say about him, but not much time here. So if you like, you can go to srichinmoy.org and learn more about him and all the work of a lifetime. In terms of his artwork, he named his artwork Jarna Kala, which is a Bengali word for fountain art. So like a fountain, like the water in a fountain, art flowing spontaneously from his heart in a pouring forth of immense creative energy. When he painted even for hours or at times even, for an entire day. In his own words, he said that when it is a matter of my paintings, there is no mind, no form. It is all fountain heart. The fountain is constantly flowing. And when you observe him painting, is exactly like that. It's an ongoing flowing of beautiful energy. Again, he also said, usually when I draw, I try to be in a contemplative mood, in a prayerful, soulful consciousness, and I don't talk. So in silence, contemplative mood is what expresses his art. Of course, just like I mentioned already, just like in all other instances, both in his prose, poetry, music, also in his heart, he produced a lot. And so over the many years that he engaged in paintings, he produced some 140,000 acrylics of various sizes, large and small, and eventually 16 million bird drawings. And it's interesting to notice that his paintings range in size from really tiny little cards, okay, or sketches to mural size acrylics. And of course, his artwork has been exhibited worldwide, in very many locations. And so among these, we brought his artwork at the Parliament of Religions of Chicago, Barcelona, and Toronto. He used a variety of media, really is amazing. Even the tools he utilized, sponges and sticks with cotton balls at the end. So very, very interesting, variety of media, variety of tools, etc. He produced watercolors, acrylic, ink, but also he utilized pen and markers for the drawings of birds. And so here you have him painting somewhat large scale paintings in the early 1990s, and a few samples of the artwork. Once again, the source of his creativity is through meditation. And so, he brought this as an example to us all, to quiet the mind and let the heart speak. And so this flow, flow of energy, flow of, light that he was reproducing on paper coming from the heart. As we saw before, he speaks of no mind, no form, just like all the artists, Asian artists, that for centuries has been speaking of no method. And, they always mention acting as mere instruments, simply painting the exhilaration of their hearts. And so in closing, we wish to dedicate, the Sri Chinmoy Centers International wish to dedicate this virtual exhibit to the participants of the Parliament of Religions 2021. And we will truly hope that you will enjoy the experience. in under this tag of this art gallery of Sri Chinmoy's art gallery, there is also a PDF brochure that offers more in-depth explanation about Sri Chinmoy's art, his method, and where the art has been exhibited, and so on and so forth. And also, I wish to remind you that at the end of the art exhibit, the tour, in this virtual art exhibit, there is also a short video of just over 2 minutes in which you can observe Sri Chinmoy painting and talking about his art. So enjoy the experience.